Welcome back. All right, so we're going to talk about the Tampa Bay Lightning today. Tampa Bay's down 2-0 right now against Colorado. They were down 2-0 against the New York Rangers. They lost both games at MSG. Now they've lost both games at Ball Arena. They're coming home to Amalie Arena. And it is the same situation they find themselves in, but it feels completely different. The two series have a very different feel to them. Now, it is quite possible Tampa Bay comes home, they win Game 3, they win Game 4, and we're going back to Colorado with a Stanley Cup final that is completely unpredictable. Honestly, personally, I think that'd be a fun Stanley Cup final to watch if both home teams just were absolutely fantastic and we go the full 7 and then see what happens. But it does feel like for Tampa, Game 3 is, and this is all cliche, it is the most important game of the year for them, obviously. So they've lost back-to-back in now 2 straight series. And I think part of it is fatigue. I think for Tampa Bay, and it doesn't take anything away from Colorado. It doesn't take anything away from the Rangers either. It just means that they're fatigued, and I think there is some of that going on there. I also think there's players playing through injury, including Hedman, and I think Hedman's been playing through injury longer than is being said by some. I've seen a lot of comments about the Lafreniere hit in the last round. While the Lafreniere hit likely shook him up and rattled him, I think he wasn't quite 100% before that. I think Hedman's taken a lot of punishment because it makes sense. You know, if you're playing against Tampa, who are you going to target? You're going to target Hedman. People get mad because, they tried to hurt that guy. Yes, hockey is kind of like that. Usually it's not quite as blatant as some of the late hits or knee on knees and everything. It's just every time he touches the puck, you drill him. Every time you touch the puck, you hit him. And eventually it's going to wear down, might wear down his hip, might wear down his shoulder. Might just have him that he's got his head on a swivel every time he goes near the puck. He's a little bit shaky around it. And it can be something to watch when a team absolutely, not obliterates, but you guys know what I mean. When you wear down a defenseman, and especially a premier defenseman like Hedman, it's an accomplishment. So while I am not in favor of headhunting and everything, I am well aware of how hockey works, and yeah, teams will wear down a defenseman. Right now, Avs fans are seeing that with Makar too. Tampa Bay's, hitting Makar, and clearly realizes that if something happened to Makar, that would hurt Colorado's chances of winning the Stanley Cup. So it's all about that line, right? That line of we're okay with throwing a hit in the corner that, whoops, his shoulder popped out, but we don't want it to look like we, intentionally did that. So it's that whole fine line. So the New York Rangers had played 7 games in both series before they played Tampa. 7 against Pittsburgh, 7 against Carolina. Game 1, the Rangers win 6-2. The game was tied at 1. It was also tied at 2. The Tampa Bay Lightning never had a lead, and that, I think, was the biggest problem. If they'd gotten the lead, I think the game completely changes. They never had it. They did lead in shots, 39-34. Hits were 26 each. Block shots were 15-13 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. The deserved to win-o-meter, which I like getting from Money Puck because it's enjoyable to look at. 76.4% chance for Tampa. Tampa deserved to win that game. It was not a great game for Vasilevsky. It was a great game for Shesterkin. And Rangers fans were very excited, chanting Igor's better. And Hedman was a -2 that night. Again, Hedman, what I've seen with him in the playoffs is teams really keying on him, forcing turnovers, and get him running around. And so again, we'll probably find out when the final's done what he's been dealing with, but there's something there. Game 2, the New York Rangers win 3-2. Tampa Bay scored first, but then they allowed 3 straight. Nick Paul would score late to make it a 1-goal game. They pull the goalie, yada yada, but in the end, the Rangers hold on and they win it. Tampa Bay outshoots them again, 31-28. The hits were 32-23 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. The block shots were 18-17 for the Rangers. The deserved win-o-meter, 53.6 in favor of the New York Rangers. So the Rangers deserved the win, according to this one. And Hedman was a -2 again. So Hedman a -4 in those first 2 games. And again, whether they're keying on him, whether he's just having a rough playoffs, whatever it is, Hedman's been an interesting one to watch. Now, the other thing for Tampa as well is that their power play was doing a lot to help them out. Special teams, there were a lot of special teams goals in this. Special teams goals, if you're on the ice for a power play goal, it doesn't count as a plus. Now, if you're on the ice for a shorthanded goal, that's where the plus and minus get affected. And I know people get confused by that, but that's how that works. But yeah, then Tampa Bay wins 4 in a row. They won both at home. They were all squeakers mostly. And Tampa Bay knows how to win those close, tight, low-scoring games. They're very good at it. So for the Tampa Bay Lightning, taking out the Rangers ends up taking 6 games, meaning they've played more hockey than the Colorado Avalanche. The Avalanche got here with a 12-2 record, beating Nashville in 4 straight, beating St. Louis in 6, and then beating Edmonton in 4. And remember, Game 5 against St. Louis, they had that game well in hand, and then they looked like they just got nervous. They started playing poorly, and St. Louis wins that game. So Colorado probably should have won that series in 5 and would have been 12-1 going into the final, which is absolutely ridiculous. But Game 1 was close, right? It was close. Probably shouldn't have been. So Colorado wins it in overtime 4-3. The Avs were up 3-1 after the first, and then Tampa Bay chipped away. They managed to tie up the game, but at 1:23 of overtime, Burakovsky with the game-winning goal. And it really felt like if Tampa Bay had gotten the win there, that would have been a steal. The Colorado Avalanche dominate on every stat you can look at here. 38-23 in shots, 43-40 in hits. Keep in mind, if they had 38-23 as their shot advantage, and they're out, their shot attempts have been about double what the shot attempts are for Tampa. The fact they're out hitting Tampa, ridiculous in that first game. Block shots 26-25 for Colorado. So Tampa Bay is still blocking shots in the final the way they did in the previous round. The difference is, so are the Avs. The Avs are blocking everything too. The deserved to win-o-meter, 58.8% for Colorado. So unlike the first game against the Rangers, where the Rangers kind of steal one, in this one, Colorado was the better team and they win in the end. Game 2, last night's game, a 7-0 victory for Colorado. 3-0 after 1, 5-0 after 2, 7-0 overall. The shots, 30-16 for Colorado. Last night, wasn't it 17 shots that Kemper faced? Yeah, they took one of those off the board. Hits, 57-46 for Tampa. 103 hits in that game last night. So, yeah, Colorado's very comfortable in a physical game, which has been one of the talking points when they failed in the playoffs in the past. So they've got that figured out. Blocked shots, 20-9 for Tampa. So last night, not only did they outshoot them 30-16, they only blocked 9 shots. Colorado didn't have to block a lot of shots because Tampa Bay did not generate shot opportunities. It was Colorado keeping the puck at the other end. It was a relentless attack the full 60 minutes. The deserved to win-o-meter, 75.8% for Colorado. And Hedman, who was even in Game 1, is a -3 last night. So it was a rough night for Hedman. And again, I understand that, the concern about whatever injury he might be carrying from the Lafreniere hit. But that -1 he has in the playoffs overall, the 2 goals in 19 games, it just hasn't felt like Hedman's been Hedman. He does have 15 points. He's been producing points at a very good rate. But it definitely feels like something is off. And so that's why I feel like they're down 2-0 again. It's the same situation, but it feels quite different. Now, tomorrow night, Tampa Bay has a chance to change that narrative again. But, yeah, Colorado has looked quite dominant. And I think there's a lot of factors at play. Colorado's a very good team. They're an excellent team. For the Tampa Bay Lightning, again, 11 straight series wins means they've played more hockey than anybody else has in a long time. Over a short period of time, and it adds up. It means more injuries. It means you're not getting that recovery time that you need in between winning the Cup and getting to the regular season. It was a really short turnaround the last couple of years. And so for Colorado, they're 2 wins away from a Cup. I think they get it. I don't think it'll be a sweep, but Tampa, get my team straight, Tampa has to win tomorrow. If Tampa doesn't win tomorrow, then yeah, it's done. And I would be surprised if it's not a sweep. And then if it is at a 16-2, if Colorado ended up 16-2, there definitely need to be a video on dominant runs to a Stanley Cup and what those look like and which teams that they went through to get there. Certainly the argument that I've seen a lot about Colorado is, they didn't play anybody. Well, they did. They definitely did. But I can absolutely look at teams that have gone on dominant Stanley Cup runs, who they played, what their records were like, and try to measure which one was the most dominant run. But anyways, there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.